let me guess. You are a homeschool mama who is doubting if you're doing enough school at home with your children, or you're a mama who's thinking about entering into this world of home education. Whatever the case may be, today in this video, we are going to unpack the 4 reasons why you as the parent do not need a degree to teach your children and how you will make the best teacher for them. Hey guys, welcome back to Fit Pack Adventures. My name is Samantha, and today we're going to talk about the reasons why you as the parent are going to make the best teacher for your children. Reason number 1, and it's really quite obvious, but these are your children. It's really so simple, but sometimes I think that we tend to forget that. So I'm going to say it again. These are your children. From the very first moment we laid eyes on our babies, we were teaching them things. However, inadvertently, we did that. We taught them how to eat. We taught them how to walk. We taught them words to say. If your children are around 3 or 4 years old, you've probably taught them words. You've probably taught them colors and animals and letters and numbers and all of these different things. So why in the world do we relinquish that role to someone else? Why on earth do we think that as the parent that we can't level up and teach our children everything that they need to know? Well, here is my opinion, my 2 cents, if you will, and just hear me out, okay? I think that we have been conditioned or groomed, if you will, into believing that once our children hit age 4 or 5, that we are no longer qualified to teach our children. We have been taught over and over again in our lives and told that we should relinquish control of our children over to a public school system where there is a teacher that our child may or may not know, who may or may not be certified, and we'll get to that in a minute, who has a class of 20 to 30 students that they have to get to know. They're, up until this point, hopefully have been with mom and dad. But if not, they have to understand that they're going to be without you for the majority of the day. And for a little child, this is a huge change in their environment, and they have to get used to this, and it takes time. But when did this start? When did we start believing the lie that was told to us that we were no longer the best person to educate our children? And I'm going to tell you really quickly, it started in the Industrial Revolution, where governments had this great idea to start all of these public schools so that mom and dad could both go to work. The public school system is not geared to raise critical thinkers, to raise people that question things. They have been in place and put into place to create workers, if you will. You go to high school, you go to college, you enter into the workforce, and you contribute to your 401k, and you work, and you go on a few vacations, and then you die. I don't know what the change would be in that. You may have a few years of good retirement. God forbid that inflation starts creeping up on you again, like it has, these last couple of years. I need to digress a lot. I'm going to get off into the stock market, how it has plunged the last week. But we will not go there because that is something for another video. I have a clip that I want to show you guys, and I'm going to try my best to find it. I'm not going to say another word. I'm just going to try to find that clip, and I think the clip is going to speak for itself. And if I find it, I'm going to insert it right here. And I'm just going to let you listen to it and then continue on with my reasons on why you're the best parent to homeschool your child.
Nation's report card was released this week, and the news is not good. It showed that U.S. students had record low reading comprehension scores last year. It's National School Choice Week, and in part of the president's commitment to education, he just left a roundtable in the Roosevelt Room focused on this issue with leaders from across the country. The national report card showed that 70% of 8th graders were below proficient in reading, and 40% of 4th graders did not even meet the basic reading levels. This is completely unacceptable to the president, and he continues to take aggressive actions to address this education problem in our country. He signed an executive order this week prohibiting federal funding of the indoctrination of our children, including radical gender ideology and critical race theory in the classroom. The president believes American education should focus on cultivating patriotic citizens who are ready for the workforce. And this action will help get schools back on track and defend fundamental parental rights in education.
Reason number 2 is some teachers that are teaching your children are not certified to teach. Yes, I said it. I'm going to say it again. There are teachers in the public school system that the government pays to teach your children that have no degree in education. They do not have a bachelor's degree to teach your children. They are not certified. Or they may have a degree, but they have not passed their test yet. I think it's the praxis that is put into place to certify you to teach. Just like, I'm more familiar with the nursing field. You go to school 4 to 5 years in nursing, but you have this degree, but you can't use the degree until you take your boards, until you take your test, okay? For us, it was the NCLEX. Some teachers haven't done this. So what does that mean? That means that your tax dollars are paying a teacher that is not qualified or certified to teach your child. They are in every school system. If you don't believe me, look it up. Go to your local schools and, ask who is certified, who is not certified. Now, what does that mean for us if we're homeschoolers? Well, basically, these teachers are you. They're you. They're not board certified to teach your children. So one of the things that we hear as homeschoolers all the time that people kind of pull out their ammunition against you is that, well, you're not educated enough to teach your child, or you're not certified, or you haven't went to college for that teaching degree. Let those people teach your children. They're educated. They know how to do it. They've been taught. They're better at it. Well, some of them are not. Now, this is not to say that these people are not well-meaning people and that they're going to make excellent teachers one day. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because when somebody tries to tell you that you are not educated enough to teach your child, that is just a whole lot of malarkey, because you are, and you are just as educated as some of these teachers in our school systems. I am probably halfway through this video and I just looked, and has anyone else seen the bright white electrical outlet over here? Oh, I guess it's going to be my partner in this video. I had no idea I was sitting next to an electrical outlet. I'm going to give it a name. I should give it a name for the video. I don't know. Put a name down in the comments that you want to name this wonderful little partner of mine for my video. But I'm not moving. We are already halfway through probably, and we are just going to push through, and you're just going to have to look at my little white outlet for a while. I apologize. I was up against the green wall to be aesthetically pleasing, but it didn't work out for me. But that's real life. This is real life. This is real life, and I'm not moving to shoot this video, so it's just going to have to be the way it is right now, and I hope you love it. You're still the best person to teach your children. Reason number 3 is you are the tour guide. That is correct. I called you the tour guide. I did not call you the teacher. I did not call you the educator. I said the tour guide, so to speak. Let me explain, okay? So many parents shy away from homeschool because they don't want to teach their children all the things. This overwhelms them. This even scares them to a point. And I get it, because it did me also. I heard things like, Samantha, I wasn't good in math in school, and I don't remember anything about math. How am I going to teach math to my child? Okay, I have a little secret to tell you. You don't have to. It's crazy, right? You do not have to teach your children the things that you don't desire to teach them or the things that you just don't want to teach them. There are so many online curriculums out there these days. Homeschool is not what it used to be. There are so many different resources at our fingertips, literally. If you don't want to teach your children at all, there are so many inclusive homeschool online communities that you can do every subject in online. Or if you just say, I don't want to teach my child math, okay? I can think of several programs right off the top of my head that would allow you as the parent to just follow along with your child. You're there to encourage them. You're there to support them and help them if they need help. But the actual teaching of the concept comes from a teacher on a screen, and you're doing it at home. And it takes a fraction of the time that they're in school for all day long. I think this is a subject that most parents don't really actually know about because they just assume that if you're the home educator or the homeschooler, that you're going to learn all of the subjects with your mom or with your dad. And that's simply not the case. You can outsource anything these days. The world is at your fingertips. I can say from experience that the higher the grade that your child enters into in home education, your role as teacher slowly dwindles. It just dwindles because, and I can speak from experience, because next year in math, with the good and the beautiful, my daughter is going to be utilizing video lessons. This will be the first year that she's done this, and I'm super happy about that because I have no desire to teach those hard concepts in math. It's just not something that I really enjoy, and it's something that I honestly am going to need help on. And math was a subject that I just never really liked in school. I have no desire to teach calculus. I have no desire to teach pre-algebra. But I don't shy away from that because I know I have this resource that's going to do most of the work for me. And I'm going to be right there with my daughter helping and learning with her, honestly. But it's not all on my shoulders. I can be the support. I can be the encouragement. But I don't have to be the sole provider of this concept that she is about to learn. That's going to be for somebody else. But as we grow in our levels, we're going to utilize things in math like Shorman Math, or if the good and the beautiful continues to go along this path of putting out higher and higher levels for math and possibly language arts, we're going to utilize those things. There is also another great program that I know of so many homeschool families utilize is Abeka Academy. And that is a curriculum where the teacher is based in a city in Florida and your child is actually in a classroom with them, just, through a screen, and they are learning alongside all of these other children that are actually present in the classroom. It is a very, very well done, very strenuous homeschool curriculum that is very esteemed and has been around for quite some time. So if you're interested in that, check into that. That would be a wonderful addition to your homeschool if you're looking to just take more of a hands-off approach to educating your children. So I had a subscriber comment a few weeks ago about how she stopped using Simply Good and Beautiful Math 3 with her child and switched over to teaching textbooks, and how it helped tremendously. And I think for a lot of people, especially if you have multiple children that you're trying to kind of like tag team on these different lessons, it just kind of gives you a little bit of a relief, a little bit of like a breath. Like, I don't have to do math anymore with my children. I only have to do language arts, or I only have to do science or social studies, history. If you're a homeschool mama that just needs a break, that just needs a breath of fresh air, something like that might actually do you some good. So those are just some options if you're looking for something different in your homeschool. Always know that you can outsource anything you choose to. There's so many things out there. I also just want to throw another option out there just to shake the boat a little bit. I actually follow a lady on YouTube who is at home with her children. She and her husband both work from home. They have hired a retired school teacher to come into their home and teach their 2 children. Her children have a schoolroom upstairs. They are at home all together. Her husband is working from home. She does YouTube content. Her children are upstairs learning with their teacher. She makes them lunch. She is at home with her children, but she is not the educator. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're like, Samantha, I can't sustain that. I don't have the finances to sustain that. I get it. I get it. For those of you who do have the finances to possibly do that, this is a great option, and I'm super happy for you if you can live that lifestyle. It seems really, really cool, but we have to tailor this lifestyle to what works for our family, because if we do not do that, we're going to fail miserably at it, or we're just not going to want to do it at all. So just remember that if you do desire this life of home education with your children, there's so many ways that you can accomplish it in a way that works best for your family. Reason number 4, and this is the best one, God's got this. God's got you. I don't understand why we always have to question what God places just right in front of us. I feel like that we just doubt and even complain even when our plans for our life don't go the way that we might want them to, especially when God has a completely different plan for us. I guess it's just human nature in general. Let me tell you, my life completely changed when God put homeschool on my heart for my children. I went from putting people to sleep for their surgery, doing epidurals for laboring women, putting in spinals for C-sections, doing all kinds of surgeries, just having a blast in my career, to coming home to my 3 children, schooling them at home, managing my home, completely different life and a completely different plan that I had for my life. It has been a whirlwind. I have had to change so much in my life. I've had to change my mindset. I've had to change my perspective, my expectations of my life and what I'm doing. But I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, and if you've been around for any length of time, you know that this channel is completely honest. It has been the biggest blessing of my life, truly, hands down. You see, I had bought into the lie that the enemy tries to sell to all women, is that we feel like we have to work outside of our home in order to be validated. Oh, that is so true. I felt that way. Honestly, my whole life I felt that way. And sometimes it still kind of wants to kind of rear its ugly head and like creep back into my mind. And I know that that's just the enemy. Honestly, it is so true that the best thing that you could ever do in your life is to get married, have babies, and raise up these little arrows in the kingdom of God for the next generation. What more of a legacy would you want to leave other than that, to impact the next generation so greatly in those little humans that you brought into this earth, or those little humans that you chose to be a part of your family on this earth? There's nothing greater than that we will never be able to accomplish anything that is more fulfilling or meaningful as women than to do that task. Now, with that being said, I also want to tell you that I do not regret anything about my life. I do not regret going and getting my education or working, because it has led me to where I'm at currently, and I can sit here and tell you that I have come full circle. I have done all the things. I have gotten my degrees. I have worked at level 1 trauma centers. I have seen life be brought into this world numerous times, and I've seen life leave this world numerous times. It truly is precious each and every time. I've seen so much and I've done so much. And so I can say with great certainty the situation that I am right now with my children, because I am at home now. I am a home manager. I am a home educator. I'm all of those things. So I can tell you, women, who, if you're thinking that you're giving something up by leaving a career and coming home and being with your children, it's the greatest work you will ever do. I have no regrets because I know that life that I had, and I know the life that I have now. And I will take nothing for the life that I have now, because it is so fruitful and so fulfilling for me to be at home with those that I cherish and love the most, and pour into these little hearts and souls that God has given me for a time, and to raise them up to know the Lord and to love Him and to trust Him and to have complete faith in Him and His plan, that He is working all things for our good. To know that He's right there with us in the thick of it when we're having those bad days with our children, when they're bickering and fighting, or if we don't feel good, if everybody is sick. He's there through it all. All we have to do is call out to Him on His name, and He will be there to help us, to sustain us, to uplift us in the job that He has set before us. Do not let the enemy just sit there dangling these shiny things in front of you, like your career and making more money, or all of these different hobbies that you might have that are ultimately being put in front of your family, in front of your children. They're not worth it. You are replaceable in every area of your life except in your own family. You're never going to be replaced in your family, but you will be replaced at your job. You will be replaced in every other area than as mom or as wife. That love that your family has for you is so much greater than a love you could find elsewhere. So in summary, do not question what God has called you to do, because if He has called you to it, He will equip you through it. I want you to believe this because I am living proof. If you have any doubts about homeschooling, or if you have any questions, I would encourage you to just find that fellow homeschool mom and to just speak with them, or to me. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to answer any questions you might have. It is so easy to have those doubts kind of start creeping in on you. And I can say, even as a homeschool mom for over 5 years, I still have those moments where I have that little flicker in my mind. Am I doing enough? Am I doing as much as the public school system is? Are there holes in my education that I have for my children? Well, can I even do this? We're going through such a hard season in our lives. Is homeschool sustainable through this season? Our lives are so completely different and at so many different stages. We're all in different circumstances. Don't feel bad about those thoughts, because that means that you care. That means that you care about what you're doing with your children, and that's a good thing. My biggest doubt that I had when I started this homeschool journey was teaching my child to read. I was so fearful of this one. I had so many doubts. I couldn't believe that I could ever do this. And the truth is that I didn't do it. It was a team effort. And by team, I mean my child, myself, and the Lord. Because without those 3 ingredients, she would not be the little reader that she is today. Honestly, that is something that I'm so glad that I was there for, because it proved to me that we can do it. And when I saw her read that first book and heard her read it, and I was there for it, all of my fears about homeschool went away, because I said, if we can accomplish this, what can we not accomplish? But that was a light bulb moment for me, because it made me realize that, we can do this, and we can do this because God is right there with us. He is right there with us, walking through this path with us. And the great thing about that is that He will be there for you too. You just have to let Him be there for you. So with that being said, Let me know in the comments down below what your biggest fear is about homeschool, whether you're just starting out, whether you're thinking about it like I was, like mine was reading, teaching my child to read, or if you're a veteran homeschool mama and you still have doubts, because let's face it, we all do. We're all human. I would love to know that. I would love to know what your doubts are, and I would love to encourage you in your journey. So that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more homeschool content. It's a free way to support us, and we would appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.